Tanika's Kitchen. So glad to have you. You guys are always welcome. Today we are talking canning. I love to can, and I never tire of talking about the subject. But today we're going to focus on 4 different meals. Growing up, I didn't really grow up with canners. Nobody can. I think it's a process or a skill that's been lost over the last couple generations. And the ones that did can growing up, they can jellies and pickles. And nothing wrong with that. I've done that too. But I never understood why would you spend the time and the effort and energy doing this. I understand now. I'm a little more open-minded about it, I guess. But I tend to focus more on meats and meals in a jar and stuff that you can just grab off your shelf for dinner. Because there's so many instances where it's just so convenient. It's so good to have, whether it's we're all kind of getting hit by inflation and food shortages and all that fun stuff. But that's another way. This can save you a lot of money too. Shop those sales. I know there's not as frequent as they used to be, but as we speak today, I think it's February 25th. I think my baby's got a birthday coming up. I think I'm on the right day. But our local Kroger, well, it's up in Kentucky. It's a little bit north from us, but our local Kroger has pork products, buy one get one free. It's a good sale, and there's no limit on it from what I can understand in the ad. And we've actually got 2 pigs that we're going to butcher next month. Otherwise, you best believe I'd be up at Kentucky buying some pork and canning it this weekend. You gotta take advantage of sales when you find that. And I'm not talking about hoarding before you all jump on me. I have shopped this way for years. I don't buy meat as needed. I just because I know we're gonna eat it, so I buy a ton of it when it's on sale, and then I just don't buy any more for months until it goes on sale again. I buy enough. I've done it long enough. I kind of know what our family of 4 will go through. And even if we don't go through it, if it lasts longer than I think it will, it's still shelf stable, we'll still eat it eventually. But, hold on, I got sidetracked here. I got excited about the pork sale. So it's a great way to save money, but it's also a great way to save time. I know we're all crazy busy, and how many times, are we having a busy day and we're just tired and you got hungry kids and hungry family to feed? And you go through the drive-thru, or you order pizza. It's just a constant struggle by the end of the day to have to put food on the table. And it's so much better to just be able to grab something homemade off the shelf, just warm it up, and have it ready to eat. It's more nutritious, it is cheaper, and you'll feel better. So there's just a lot of pros to it. I will say this video is not a recipe. I'm not sharing recipes. I'm not going through the process of how I make it. I do like those videos. I'm going to make some more of those videos as well. Of just actually step by step how I make all this stuff. But you watch all the canning videos of how to make it, but you don't ever see the finished product. Because nobody ever wants to open up their jars that they just processed. And I don't blame them. I struggled with this video a little bit. It's a fine line. You enjoy eating what you have made, but you don't like seeing your stash dwindle. So I'm going to be doing more videos, how-to videos, and I'll replenish my stash too as we go. But this one, for the sake of this video, it would just been too long to show you every recipe. I'm just only doing four dinners for you, but it would still just be too long by the time I showed you how I made it and how I do all the processing and how I store my jars and just the whole shindig there. So this is just an idea video, and I think y'all hopefully will enjoy it and maybe benefit from it. But without any ado, we'll jump on into meal number 1. So our first meal, we're going to do a Meatless Monday, and all we're going to have is some vegetable soup with grilled cheese sandwiches. My kids really like this one. Super fast, super easy, but really satisfying, especially on these cold February days. And if you guys are wondering, like I said, this is February, and I canned this in August of last year. And it's still totally safe to eat and ready to go. But I'll show you guys what I have to do to get this on the table. When I make this meal, I like to start with the grilled cheese because that's what takes longer. And we'll just get, I don't know, maybe a half a tablespoon or a tablespoon of butter. Melt it in my skillets. And while that's melting, we'll go ahead and just warm up our vegetable soup. And I just open it with a regular can opener right here. And I'll give you guys a close-up. Kind of. Well, maybe not a close-up. I can't. Here we go. You hear that little seal, little vacuum? We like that. And right there's our product, nice. Still smells good, nothing suspicious looking in there. We just pour it right in. Oh, I might need a little help. Go ahead and turn this on too. There are no, whoops, oh no, we're gonna make a mess. You don't have to make a mess for this to taste good. Although it does help. Go, get all our good little bits out. To make it a little heartier, I add some kidney beans to it. But other than that, I think, with the exception of the potatoes, this is all vegetables from our summer garden last year. Kind of like the ins and odds of it. You guys know how to make grilled cheese, but for the sake of showing you how easy making a meal like this is, I'll go ahead and have those going the same time my soup's warming up. And I know what y'all are thinking. You could just go and buy a can of vegetable soup from the store. It is not the same. This is so much better, I'm telling you. Like, you don't just get, when you go to the store, I feel like you just get like that watered down tomato soup with a few potatoes floating around in it, and it's just, this is like good hearty soup. And like I said, I add kidney beans to mine to make it a little bit more hearty. This is just so much better than the soup that you get out of Walmart. Let's see, you want a good close look? See? All the potatoes and veggies in there, good hearty soup. All right, time for the flip of the grilled cheese. Fingers crossed. Ooh, a little dark. Not bad though. I'm notorious for burning grilled cheese sandwiches. I don't know what it is. Just not my forte. And I added a little bit of salt and basil to my vegetable soup. I just tasted it and I thought it needed a little bit. And it's actually boiling right now. If you're still a little skittish about serving canned food to your family, you can boil this for 15 minutes and that'll kill all the botulism spores and stuff that, you know, could potentially make you sick. But I practice all the safety guidelines when I can my food, so I'm pretty confident in it that it's safe. Like, I can just throw it in the microwave and warm it up, and I feel safe eating it and serving it to my family. But just a little FYI, if you're kind of new and still a little skittish, you can boil it just for a safety precaution. So this is our first easy peasy canning meal. Like I said, it is vegetarian, if that's what you're looking for. I did burn the grilled cheese a little bit. But we just serve it burnt side down in this house, is what I say. So we've got vegetable soup with grilled cheese burnt side down. All right, Si, can you tell them what we're having for dinner tonight? Tacos. Everybody loves tacos. We've got the flour tortillas, which Silas likes apparently, and the corn tortillas. Sean and I prefer the taste of these, but they're also gluten-free, which is good for me. You can make these as complicated as you want. Go crazy with the toppings if you like. But pretty much all you need is the taco meat, which is ready to go. We actually prefer the ground turkey for our taco meat. And I also like to use these for like tacos, obviously. But also for burritos, quesadillas, nachos. Let's see. There's probably some other. And a taco salad. Whatever you need some ground Mexican taco flavored meat for. This really comes in handy, these pints. we make a lot of these. As you can tell, this one is not that long ago. I made it in December. So it's just a couple months old, but I do these pretty often since we go through them so quick. But I'll show you guys how easy this meal is. Some super simple tacos. I'm doing this at the end of my month, my shopping month. So I don't have a whole lot of toppings or things to go with it, but super easy meal that we always enjoy. So tonight's dinner is roast beef and mashed potatoes with some home king green beans. So technically we're having roast deer. I do beef this way too, and it's good too. The deer is just, it's been in there longer and it needs to be eaten up. You can see it's been in there since 2020. So yeah, it's time. It's probably time. And then the green beans, those are just from last summer. Well, if you can read my chicken scratch. Yeah, July of last year. And the potatoes, this will probably be my most like labor intense, if you can even call it that, labor intense meal of the week. Just because we like our potatoes from scratch. And I usually do about 5 pounds at a time just because I don't like making mashed potatoes. So when I do make it, the kids can have their fill, and we'll have them for leftovers for a couple days at least. But yeah, we'll just jump on into this one. So I've got 5 pounds of peeled washed potatoes. I've got my Instant Pot here. I've got the little trivet. Is that what it's called? That's what I'm going to call it. I've got the trivet in with about 2 cups of water. These potatoes are about this size. Sorry, my lighting's a little weird. It's getting late in the evening. I just throw those in. I don't even cut them up. Toss them in. That one looks kind of big. I'll probably cut it in half. But pretty much as long as they're all about the same size. There we go. Put that in. Then we'll just put it on. Put the lid on. Also helps to plug it up. There we go. Put our little thingy to sealing. Manual. We'll do about 15 minutes. I feel like. I only do this like once a month, so I think this is usually how I do it. So yeah, we'll just let it sit and let it do a natural release. Oh, there we go. While the potatoes are doing its thing, we'll move on to the meat. This is essentially roast beef, but we're working with deer. Start off, we'll open our lid. Come on. Oh no, I'm gonna ruin my lid. You'll hear some suction. There it is. Alright, you guys want to see what the deer looks like? I put a little dry onion soup mix. That's what those little bits are up top, and along with some fat floating around. But it's good. Smells good. Ooh, smells really good actually. I like those little white bits, that's just fat, so don't freak out if you make this and it's not mold. If it's mold, it won't melt. Like the fat's going to dissolve whenever we heat it up. Mold won't do that. Alright, now I forgot to add the cornstarch into my little intro for this for this meal. And all we're going to do is you're going to use this as a thickener. I'll show you 2 different ways you can make meat and gravy from your jars. That's about however much that is, I usually. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. And we're just going to make a slurry right in the jar so we don't have to dirty up a bowl. But yeah, there's 2 different ways you can do this. This is the easiest way. This is how I like to do it. This is how I normally do it. Sorry, my lighting's going a little, the sun's going down and my lighting's a little wonky. Here we go. Then we're just going to pour it right into our pot. Ooh. There we go. Get that last little bit of goodness out. And then we're going to crank it up and bring it to a rolling boil, and it'll kill anything that's, any botulism. Any kind of botulism or anything that you're worried about. It's going to dissolve all that fat, and it's going to thicken. It's going to cook that cornstarch, and it's going to make it a nice thick gravy to go over our meat and potatoes. As far as the green beans go, these are ready to eat like straight out of the jar. I'm just going to open them up and I'm going to nuke them for a couple minutes just so they'll be warmed up for dinner. I'll add some salt if they need it. I usually add a little salt when I can it, but I'll add a little salt and pepper to taste before we eat. Don't know if you guys can even see it, but we definitely got some good bubbling action going on here. Do that for just a minute or two. It's been 45 minutes and I'm out of patience, so we're gonna kind of just speed this along. Woo. There we go. Whole 8 ounces and a whole stick of butter. We'll probably add more than that to it. Our potatoes are hopefully done. They better be done. I don't have a plan B. Are they? Oh yeah. I got my slotted spoon here. I'm just gonna scoop them into my KitchenAid. Add some salt and pepper and start mixing this up. Remember, this is like 5 pounds of potatoes. So keep that in mind before you judge all this fat. Ah! Man overboard. Add just a touch of wholemeal. It's hot, yeah. Final product. Looks pretty good. Tastes really good. Here's our dinner for tonight. We've got turkey that I canned up just before Thanksgiving. And I'll tell you, they go on sale around Thanksgiving, but actually the time to buy them is after Thanksgiving, but before Christmas. They go like super cheap then. Then we've got our canned carrots. I think I canned this with a little bit of honey, cornstarch for thickening. We got our generic stovetop and a little bit of butter to go with it. But yeah, it should be another super simple meal. We're essentially doing another like meat and gravy recipe here. I know we already did like the roast beef / deer, but I'm going to show you a little bit different way to do it. We'll start off, well, first we'll get our stovetop going. I think y'all know how to do stovetop. I just do the directions on the box. Says 1.5 cups of water and half a stick of butter. Bring that to a boil. There we go. Let's see. Where am I at on here? There we go. Alright, and then the turkey, we're going to pop it open. Ooh, did you hear that? That's what it looks like on top. Just fat again. Like, I know it looks kind of scary when you open it up. It's like, oh, but it's just fat. I actually put a little bit of ghee in with this for a little extra flavor. So it's got a little extra fat, but it's all good. Let's see. Now, instead of just adding the cornstarch right to my turkey like I did the deer, the other meat, I'm going to actually do gravy on the side for y'all in case that's just your preference. I can show you how to do it. But most of the time, I don't bother with this step. We go. I just strained the broth, and I actually had a little bit of broth left over in the fridge from another recipe. I'm just going to add that to it. We'll add our cornstarch. Make a cornstarch slurry with this. And I may have to actually break out the whisk. Man, all right. Let me grab my whisk. Alright, I got my wonky whisk here. It'll get the job done. Okay, that's good. Good enough anyway. That's all we're going for here. We'll... Oh, that was loud. Crank up this pot. We're going to bring this to a boil. And I'm going to rinse this out. This is going to double as my gravy boat. Because I actually don't have a gravy boat. And we've already got this dirtied up. So just give it a quick rinse. Now all we're doing is waiting for this to come to a boil. And I think when that starts boiling, then we add our box of cornbread mix, stuffing mix. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna toss my carrots in the microwave. And I think I've got some leftover mashed potatoes from last night's dinner. Alright, bringing y'all in for a better look so you see what we got going on. This was boiling. It was actually boiling over. I had to turn it off. Let's see. Well, actually, in our cornstarch is starting to boil. We like that. go ahead and dump in this. Woo! Give it a stir. And it says just to take it off the heat and let it set for 5 minutes. So that's what we'll do. We're not going to argue with them. You see our bubbling in action here. We'll give it a good stir. It's thickening up nicely. Yeah, I almost could have added a little bit more cornstarch. But I think it's going to be good enough. We'll add a little salt. Little pepper. I usually pepper or salt my turkey when I put it in, but usually needs a little bit more. I try not to over salt it. Alright, so we've got our rinsed out jar. I just rinsed out all the uncooked cornstarch. It does not taste good. Let's see, can you see the pour? Here we go. Pour it all right back in here. Yeah, it's a little, well, I guess that's a pretty good consistency. I think once it cools off, it'll be just right. All right, so we've got our gravy on the side, and we'll just, using the same pot, warm up our turkey. And again, turkey, it does look kind of scary, but that is just fat, don't worry. It'll melt and dissolve and be delicious. There we go. And then we're just gonna let that warm up. I should also mention, I like to use the cornstarch to thicken this stuff up because I am gluten-free. I think the cornstarch is just easier, but you can use flour as well and just make like a roux with the drippings, and that works out really well too. And here we have it, a little Thanksgiving dinner in like 20 minutes. You can't beat that. It's like, I think this is Thursday night, Wednesday night, and I whipped this together in no time flat. And it's delicious. Oh wait, we gotta get the full effect of the gravy. Oh yeah. Could be a little bit thicker. I would probably add a little more cornstarch than I did next time. A little bit on the dressing. I did have a little bit of leftover mashed potatoes from last night, but I mean, even without that, I mean, you got your dressing and your veggies. Open up a can of cranberry sauce just to, you know, get the full Thanksgiving feeling, full effect. I feel like I might have some questions about the ghee that I added into my turkey. You don't have to. Ghee is just like, it's hard to explain. I should have Googled it. But it's like a purified butter. It doesn't have any like the milk solids in it, so it doesn't go rancid like most dairy products would. So I feel comfortable using it in my canning. You don't have to. You can leave it out if you feel comfortable doing it though. It has so much flavor. It's delicious. Like that is some like spot on gravy because of that ghee. I did add a little salt and pepper to it while I was cooking, but it is delicious. So much better than any of the store-bought stuff. And there we have it for crazy easy meals. Just pull it off the shelf and open up a jar. You can't, I mean, it doesn't get much easier than that. All the little extra sides and stuff, that's just what they were. They were extra. But any of these probably would have been fun just to open up and eat right out of the jar. But yeah, I hope you guys maybe got some good ideas. If you want to see how I made these, I am going to start, I'm making a canning playlist. You can like and subscribe and kind of get notifications when I do those how-to videos. But like I said before, I think it's just kind of fun to do videos to see the after of canning and how it all tastes, and or kind of give an idea of how it tastes and how it turned out. But yeah, if you guys want to see more videos like this, and like I said, more of the how-tos, just like and subscribe, and I'd love for y'all to come back and see me.